So I'm sure you've probably seen and or heard the meme that's going around or the quote that's going around that says, if it costs me my peace, it's too expensive. Yeah. Well, I wrote about it in this little number, my book Bear. Because if it's costing you your peace and you're paying that price, it also means that that is a form of self-betrayal. Hi, I am Nicole Nelson. I am the author of Bear, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am a author, speaker, and coach who specializes in helping women overcome childhood trauma to build self-worth and use their voice in the world. And today, from Bear, we are going to talk about a section from section 2, a piece on page 80 called Diminished. And this section of the book, section 2, unbuttoning my blouse, which we will not be doing here on camera, but Bear is a metaphor for me stripping away the layers of myself, getting naked before God and the world, to share how I healed for 30 years of childhood trauma and some self-inflicted betrayals of my own and in adulthood. And in this section, it's revealing my heart, how I overcame self-inflicted betrayal, being in, and giving love. Yeah. Good hearts often get mistreated by others. We look outward for like person took advantage of us, the person lied, the person stole from us, the person slept with somebody we were in love with, like, or, you know, all the things that betrayal looks like. Got passed over for a promotion you were promised, knew you were a shoo-in, and they picked somebody else. Like, all the things. It has to just be physical or emotional trauma from family or growing up. It could be adulthood. It could be a betrayal of friendships. It could be a betrayal at work. It could be a lot of things. So, but the self-inflicted betrayal is something else. And that's what we're going to dig into, because like I mentioned in the previous video last week, only person you can change is yourself. The only person you can control is yourself. So let's get into it. Diminished, page 80 in my book, Bear. How long will you compromise your peace for someone else's comfort? Take that in. Because that's the premise of this whole thing. Sometimes the good thing is not a God thing. When we think of God's will for our lives, we think about right and wrong, good and evil. If it falls in the right or good category, we believe God approves. If it is not our assigned calling in this season, it's all bad. Yes, this means taking promotions at work, helping family members, loaning a friend money, etc. All good things are not our assignments. This may be the breeding ground for resentment or your missed blessings. This poor stewardship of our time, talent, and resources will cause us to misplace blame when frustration, aka resentment, sets in because our motives may be skewed and not aligned with the will of God. By no means am I saying giving is wrong or climbing the corporate ladder. When done at the wrong time, it can be a hindrance. There are lessons that God wants our loved ones to learn in real time, as well as your next level looking like remaining on the wrong you're on with a greater impact. We can love on others to a fault, never checking our capacity to extend the offer of support, then losing faith when the cost of our peace becomes too expensive. The ROI we're looking for is changed behavior, the fruit of healing and growth. What are we failing to realize is, in some cases, the one who has the capacity to bring lasting change in our loved one's life is God. And what we, in fact, are providing is just temporary relief of the symptoms created by a much deeper wound. Their unhealed pain ends up infecting areas of our lives in subtle ways, but still depleting us. Distractions are not always presented as bad things. So being vigilant to see God before we move or continue to serve in the way we have in the past will give us the discernment we need to be more effective in our relationships. So part of that also is let your no be your no. Sometimes we think that saying no to, especially me, because mommy guilt will get you, saying no to our children first is important. One of my mottos is, I've lived by it for now, probably the last, I'm going to say 6 or 7 years, is to say more no's to live a greater yes. Say more no's to live a greater yes. So when you're saying no, it's not out of malice or spite. Your no is preservation for yourself, the friendship, the relationship, the career, the capacity you have to show up for yourself is most important first. And living a greater yes looks like when you say that no, you now have reserved energy or resources or your mental capacity. You have nothing else to give. So rather than extend yourself beyond it and do the work or the thing begrudgingly, you say no now and or ask for a later time. But sometimes no is a complete sentence. N-O, period. It doesn't necessarily have to come with a disclaimer or an explanation of why you're saying no. It's just no. It's not in your means to do so. So at this time, I'm going to decline or no. There are great ways to say no, but no in itself is also a complete sentence. So in this portion I shared is because my people pleasing left me physically, financially, emotionally, and spiritually depleted. The hole I was trying to fill with performance in exchange for love and affirmation just got bigger and swallowed me and negatively impacted my family and my home. So people pleasing, self-sabotage, it all goes together. And it's also a trauma response. I want you to like me. I want you to know I care. I want you, I. It's a lot of I statements. But the I here should be, I need to do what's best for me in this moment. And whether you are happy about it or not gives me my power back. So the I statement of I want you to like me versus I want to be able to like myself and continue to like you is my no. Is why I'm saying no, or why I'm knowing that this doesn't align with what I'm doing. Because it doesn't have to be no that you don't have the capacity. Maybe it doesn't align with your mission. Maybe it doesn't align with your core values. Maybe it doesn't align with the result that you're trying to get. That still requires a no. Now, compromise and exchange or favors or whatever is one thing. But if it comes at the cost of you continuously, that's not compromise anymore. That is betrayal. So some of the tools that I use to overcome my self-betrayal, I have 3, is set and stick to boundaries. That's the letting your no be a no. Saying that I have capacity to do this of what's being asked, but I cannot do this. Maybe you can't give them the full amount of time or the full amount of money or whatever that thing is they're requesting, but I can do this. Or the other piece is they want to barter or pick your brain, so to speak, or whatever. I am capable of doing this much, but not this much. That's still a boundary. That's not a complete no, but that is still safeguarding yourself from self-betrayal. You know what you are capable of, what you have the capacity for, and or what is safe and beneficial to you as well as them. The second one is working diligently on self-trust. This one was hard for me. Self-trust. You can know a thing and not believe a thing. And I knew I was capable of a lot of things that I wanted to step into and do, but I didn't believe in myself enough at first. Like I said in the previous video, I was struggling with unworthiness and deservedness. So when that struggle of unworthiness would have me not trusting myself to make the right decision in that moment, or to say that me choosing me wasn't the best thing in that moment when it really should have been. So self-trust is, it's like the you being honest with yourself first, but then trusting yourself that you are making the right decision in that moment intentionally, not out of emotion, not out of revenge or, some other things, but being intentional about what's best for yourself. Because this is your healing journey. This is your process. This is what you need. So you need to make the best for you. And my third one was examine your intent behind every action. Like I said, being intentional, that's the self-trust. What is your intent? Am I doing this because I want them to like me? Am I doing this because I want to be the popular friend? Am I doing this because I want people to know I got it? I can cover the bill. For instance, this examples I wrote was favor for a friend, doing a favor, or agreeing to commitments you want to say no to when, you're saying yes, but you really want to say no. So say no, because you're only saying yes because, I don't want them to think that I don't like them, or I don't want them to think that they can't count on me. Or I don't want, if you letting them down all the time, that's a different conversation. But in a particular moment where you're not available, whether it's mentally, emotionally, or physically, or financially, and you just don't have the capacity, that's different. But what is your intent? What is your intent? And what is your intent behind saying no? Are you saying no out of spite, to be mean, to be cruel, because you can, because you're the only person they can ask? Or are you saying yes because you want them to like you, because you don't want to mess up the friendship, you don't want to make waves, you don't want to disappoint, even though you know for sure it's something that you just will put you in a bind later with you doing it now? That you got to be sure about your intentions, and set your intentions well. Like even, for your life, for your day, for your month, for your year, for your family, for your household. Setting intentions is important as setting boundaries. So again, the 3, set and stick to boundaries, work diligently on self-trust, and examine your intent behind every action. I don't care what the action is. Taking the job, the new career, is it a status symbol why I'm buying this car? Is it a status symbol for me to be able to pay for a car for somebody else? Because I don't know your pockets. Maybe you got money like that to be able to help a friend out in that way. But what are your intentions? Because if you're going to resent it later, you're moving with the wrong motives. So, you can have a motive. I want to accomplish X, Y, and Z based on our friendship, or based on this career move, or based on this purchase. I want to be able to do X, Y, and Z in the future. I'm making an investment. I'm not giving you a loan. Are you really making an investment, or are you showing off? Like, what is the intention behind you giving or doing the thing that you're doing or sharing? So be sure that you know your intent behind the action that you're taking. Trust yourself that intent is well, and make sure you have a boundary that I am giving you this amount today. I will not be making any more loans to you after this, or this is not a loan. I'm giving you the money because I'm not expecting it back, because you don't want that to impact the friendship in a negative way. But all of those are boundaries and intentions, and trusting yourself that you've made the best decision for both you and the other party that's involved, or parties that's involved. So remember that. So this is Unbuttoning Your Blouse. That piece was called Diminished from my book, Bear, page 80. And it is about people pleasing left me a mess. And we don't do that no more. So that's today's message. Oh, and the question for today is, again, I will ask you, how long will you compromise your peace for someone else's comfort? Answer in the comments. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell mama and them. I'm on YouTube now. So if you have enjoyed this content and you have not done so already, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you share this with somebody, I would appreciate that as well, so that I can have a bigger community to help more people around the world heal from childhood trauma and build self-worth and use their voice in the world. And until next time, I will see you when I